we'll begin with our breath today. So we want to place one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, and breathing not here at the chest level, but really deep into our lungs. Let's take a nice long breath. And then blow it out. In through the nose. Purse the lips, nice slow exhale. Now let's see if we can exhale through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. One more. And release the hands down. Separate the feet a little bit and let's do some cat-cows. Wake up your spine here. Exhale, pull the belly in and let's just spread the shoulders out to the side, tuck our chin in, and then inhale, sit tall. Draw the hands back towards your hips to get a little more length in the spine. And cat again. Slide the hands to the knees, tuck the chin. Exhaling through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. One more. Lifting here, nice tall cow pose, and then release it. Take the hands up overhead. Press palm to palm and let's just push over to the right, stretching into that left side. Take a nice breath there, directed into the side, ribs. And then let's come up through center, exhale. Inhale, now exhale over to the other side. Breathing into the right side of the body, if you're with me here this morning. Breathe in, breathe out. And then come on back to center and release that down. So we're going to come to about the middle of the chair. We're going to lift that right knee in towards the chest and lower it down, sitting tall. Pull it in, release it down. Pull it in and release it down. Let's try that on the other side. Just a little bit of movement through our hips here. Using the front of our legs here. The lower abs are working here. And now bring your fingers to your shoulders and just circle those shoulders around. 3 or 4 times in one direction, and then we'll reverse it. So today we are going to imitate the snake. So think in your mind, how does a snake move? How could we move like the snake? So we sit tall. Now we're going to combine. Lift the right knee, take that left elbow towards that knee. If you can touch it, great. If not, just release it back and release the foot down. Let's try it on the left. Lift the left knee, right elbow to left knee, and then release it down. Now I'm going to change that up a little bit. You can stay with that movement. I'm going to take my elbow into a circle. So I lift the right knee, take that left elbow towards the knee, and then lift it up a little bit as I release the foot down and bring that elbow out to the side. Stay on the right, and let's see if we can do that together. Right knee up, left elbow brushes the knee and goes up and around and down. One more. Other side. So we lift that left knee, we bring the right elbow towards it, and then as we release the foot down, we lift the elbow up away from the knee and back to neutral. Again, exhale as you release the foot down. One more. Good, and release that down. Maybe roll those shoulders a few times in each direction. And let's take an easy twist here. So we bring the arms up. We're going to turn to the right and bring the arms down on the right. Take a gaze to the right. And then right up overhead through center, over to the other side. One more time, back to the right and over to the left. And then we'll release that. So I'm going to turn in my chair here so that my right foot's on the side of the chair. And I'm going to send my left leg back. You know, all that leg lifting we just did, now we're going to stretch. So I turn my body to the right, push that left foot back as far as it'll go so I can feel a stretch right here. in the front of the left thigh, left hip. Just take a couple breaths here. I'm just resting my hands on my right thigh here. And then bend that knee and let's switch it over to the other side. So now the left foot to the side of the chair, right leg straight back, so we get a nice stretch here. And we just hold it for a few breaths. And then release that, bending that right knee, turn towards the center here. And let's heel toe out, heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out. And then bring them back and in. Good. And then keeping the feet center, let's lift those hands up and down one more time. Now bring them forward, lifting through the ribs here. Take the hands behind your head. I'm not touching, I'm just bringing them back there so that I get a little openness in the front of the chest. Push the arms out. And then bring them back in. Release the elbows down, release the hands. Let's do it again. Forward, behind the head. And then push it out. Really squeeze the shoulder blades towards your spine right there. And then release it down. Opening in the front side of the body here. And release it down. Wonderful. Give it a shake. Shake out any tightness that might have occurred. And let's begin today moving like a snake. And so the first thing we want to do is move through our head, because a snake turns its head side to side, taking in its environment, looking to see what's around. So we turn right to left, and we get the eyes involved. We really let those eyes travel over our right shoulder, and then back to center. Let's go over to the other side. Just look back as far as you can look with your eyes, and back to center again, and back to center, and back to center. Beautiful. Now let's separate our feet a little bit, and we're going to move our shoulders here like a snake. How does a snake move? Well, they kind of move side to side to side, and that's what we're going to do in our practice today. Belly in, heavy in your chair, and we lean forward, bringing our right elbow into the center. And then as you lift it back up and out, we're going to push our bodies over to the right, side winding, if you will. Let's try it on the left. Bring that left shoulder in, and then push over to the other side and lift up. We'll go side to side here. Just finding some movement, not just in our forward fold, but in our shoulders, in our back. Shoulder forward, big circle, back and up. I'm keeping my hands anchored while I do this, just kind of getting deeper into the shoulder. One more time on each side. Good. And then come up nice and tall, sit tall. Bring the feet in to the center so that they are parallel. And now we're going to do some crunches to strengthen our core, because if you think about a snake, they're all core. They don't have legs, so they need a strong spine and core to do that side winding movement that they do. So let's strengthen our core so that we can walk like a human being, right? So we're just going to lift that right knee up, and using our lower abs, lower it back down and release. Lift and release. Other side. Just a couple. Good. And now we're going to take our hands behind our head again. We're going to lift that right knee and take that left elbow towards that knee, and then release it back and down. I'm going to add another movement here to imitate the snake's side winding movements. So I'm going to lift that left shoulder just a little, lift that left knee, and as they come closer together, I'm going to make a big circle with my elbow. I'm kind of exaggerating it so you can see what I'm doing. It doesn't have to be that big. But give it a try. See how you do with this side winding motion, strengthening in the core. Let's try it on the other side. Left leg lifts, elbow comes towards it, and then up and away. Getting a little bit of different movement in our ribs and in our shoulders, in our torso. One more. Lift the knee, come towards it with that right elbow, and then up and away as the foot releases down. Release that down and give them a shake. And just take another breath here. Just nice big inhale, sigh it out. Now I'm going to continue the side winding movements. I'm going to be standing, but you could certainly do this in the chair. So if you're staying in the chair, your palms are together and you're just moving through the upper body like this. Okay? I'm going to stand. I'll show you what it looks like standing. I like to do this one standing because you get a little more movement through the hips. Bend the knees, feet are apart a little bit, so I'm nice and anchored here. Chair's close enough for me to reach it if I need it. Palms together if you can. And so we bend in the knees, sink down a little bit, be very heavy in the lower body, and we take those hands out to the right, push in through center, and just like a figure eight, we're going to come up and over, back to center, and then over to the right, up and over, and back to center. So you can see how standing gives you that opportunity to get more of your torso and your hips involved in this side winder movement, moving through this space like a snake. One more. Let's finish it up here and come to center and release that and stand tall. Bring the feet into mountain pose. Let's come into tall mountain so that we stretch our bodies out and become a snake. Feel the length from the toes all the way up through the fingers here. And maybe reach out on one side and reach out on the other. Tuck the chin a little bit so you get a little length in the back of the neck here. And then we'll release the hands down. Coming back into the chair, finishing up here with one more movement like a snake. I'm going to turn a little sideways again so you can see. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs and lean a little forward. Doesn't have to be far, but as I lean forward, I want to pinch or pull the shoulders back. And my head comes forward and it looks side to side like a snake. And then when we come center, we sit tall again. So we lean into our cobra position here and we move the head side to side. And when we come through center, we push and come back up. So now I'm going to add that snake sound. Join me if you're alone. Just go back to center and sit tall. One more time. Big inhale so you can, for a long time, lean forward and begin. And back up. Wasn't that fun? Let's do it one more time. So belly in, heavy in your hips, lean forward, and let's go. Move through the shoulders, side to side, back to center, and all the way up. I hope you enjoyed moving like a snake today, getting into the torso a little bit, strengthening our breathing, and moving like a snake. Let's bring palms together, bow to our body for its fabulous work today. Close your eyes for just a moment, sit tall, rub the palms. And then instead of just seeing or feeling the warmth of your palms, feel like a snake lying in the sun in the desert. Feel that burst of energy and then let that image go. Open your eyes, hands back to your heart. Namaste.